Love is rarely spoken in words. Often, the strongest messages are communicated through silence, glances, subtle gestures, and unconscious actions that reveal far more than any confession ever could. Most people are conditioned to focus on what someone says, but psychology has shown time and again that actions sound especially small. Almost imperceptible behaviors speak louder than words. If you've ever wondered whether someone secretly likes you, there is actually a science behind what your brain notices and what your body instinctively reacts to. Today, we're diving deep into the unspoken psychology of love to decode the hidden signals your crush may be sending, even if they never say "I like you" out loud. It all begins with attention. Humans naturally pay attention to what they want most, often without realizing it. This means that if your crush consistently fixes their gaze on you, it might not be accidental. Studies in 2014 by Wilmont and others have revealed that our eyes unconsciously fixate on objects, people, or experiences that hold emotional significance for us. Hunger, nostalgia, curiosity, and love all influence where our gaze lands. So, if your crush finds themselves glancing at you repeatedly, perhaps during conversations, or even in a crowded room, it could be a subtle indication of their interest. The way they look at youth, lingering eye contact, the quick glance away when you catch them staring, often communicates attraction more honestly than words ever could. Eye contact is closely connected to body language. When someone leans toward you, it's rarely random. Psychologists call this orientation behavior, and it's a key indicator of interest and emotional investment. Consider this: when you're comfortable with someone, your body naturally leans forward, subconsciously mirroring their attention and openness. If your crush frequently shifts their posture toward you, even when discussing topics they may not particularly care about, it shows that your opinions, reactions, and presence genuinely matter to them. Your body and theirs engage in a subtle dance of nonverbal communication, often without either party consciously realizing it. Small gestures like tilting the head, leaning closer during a story, or turning their torso to face you are often subconscious signs of attraction. But attention and orientation are only part of the picture. Vulnerability is another key element in unspoken psychology. Trusting someone enough to reveal personal thoughts, fears, or stories signals a strong emotional connection. According to research by Aaron et al., vulnerability nurtures both love and attraction. When someone asks you about your day, your thoughts, or even your insecurities, it may indicate that they are forming an emotional bond and inviting you to do the same. Conversely, if they share personal experiences or secrets with you that they avoid telling others, it can suggest they are emotionally invested. Love often grows not just from shared fun moments, but from the quiet willingness to let someone see the parts of you that are raw, imperfect, and real. Closely connected to vulnerability is the smile. Not all smiles are equal. Some are polite, closed, or fleeting. Others are wide, open, and genuine, what psychologists call the Duchenne smile. A genuine smile activates the muscles around the eyes and the cheeks, not just the mouth. Research summarized by Montoya and others in 2008 explains that a true smile communicates trust, openness, and warmth. When your crush smiles at you often, it is usually not just friendliness, it can be a subtle sign of closeness and romantic interest. The smile may appear when they see you, when you make a joke, or even during quiet moments of conversation. Over time, these smiles act as invisible glue, reinforcing feelings of connection and comfort. Body language continues to reveal attraction in less obvious ways. Posture, gestures, and spatial orientation are all subconscious indicators of emotional state. When someone opens their posture and crossing arms, uncurling legs, or leaning slightly forward, it communicates receptivity and interest. Closed postures, such as crossed arms or turned-away shoulders, often signal discomfort or lack of engagement. If your crush instinctively opens up their posture around you, it's a physical manifestation of their psychological openness. They're creating an unspoken bond, signaling that you are welcome in their personal space, both physically and emotionally. Then comes eye connection, which is closely tied to the release of oxytocin, commonly called the love hormone. Oxytocin strengthens emotional attachment, increases trust, and creates feelings of closeness. When your crush looks into your eyes, especially during meaningful conversations or shared moments, it's not just coincidence. That gaze triggers a biochemical reaction in both of you, subtly deepening the emotional bond. People rarely maintain such prolonged and meaningful eye contact with someone they are indifferent to. If their eyes seek yours often, it is a natural expression of their growing attachment. Physical contact is another surprisingly powerful signal. Humans are wired to respond to touch in ways that enhance emotional connection. Even the smallest gestures, a brush of the hand, a light touch on the arm, or playful nudges can release endorphins and dopamine, creating pleasure and reinforcing attraction. Touch is a form of nonverbal communication that is extremely difficult to fake. If your crush often finds ways to initiate contact, it is rarely accidental. Their body is trying to tell you something their lips haven't yet articulated. Time and effort are equally revealing. Psychologically, making time for someone is a sign of prioritization and emotional investment. In modern life, schedules are tight, commitments pile up, and attention is scarce. When someone goes out of their way to spend time with you, whether in person, on calls, or even by adjusting plans, they are signaling that you matter to them. Rhodes et al. 2010 highlighted that people often invest time and energy strategically, but in matters of the heart, these investments are deeply telling. Each meeting, each message, and each moment shared is a small but meaningful expression of interest. Another subtle psychological indicator is mirroring, consciously copying the behaviors, gestures, or expressions of the person we are attracted to. When your crush smiles because you smile, tilts their head because you did, or mirrors your posture, it's more than coincidence. Mirroring builds rapport, increases empathy, and fosters attraction at a subconscious level. It's an invisible signal, almost a silent conversation between two people, and it can often reveal more than words ever could. The more consistent this mirroring is, the stronger the likelihood that attraction is present. Finally, investment through small actions can indicate deeper feelings. Lending a jacket when you're cold, sharing a pen in class, helping with a small favor. These tiny gestures may seem trivial, but psychologically they are meaningful. Each act is a symbolic investment, an implicit declaration of care, attention, and intention. Your crush may not verbally confess their feelings, but by consistently engaging in acts of thoughtfulness, they are demonstrating their emotional commitment. All of these sends attention, orientation, vulnerability, smiles, posture, eye contact, touch, time, mirroring, and small acts of investment combine to form a rich tapestry of unspoken communication. Love is complex and often difficult to articulate, but our subconscious minds are constantly sending signals, responding to cues, and decoding the behaviors of those around us. Understanding these signs requires careful observation, emotional sensitivity, and a willingness to notice the subtleties others may miss. Of course, it's important to remember that one sign alone may not be conclusive. Human behavior is nuanced, and context matters. Someone may lean toward you because they're genuinely interested in the topic, smile often because they are naturally cheerful, or touch you in a friendly way. But when multiple signs appear consistently over time, a pattern emerges. This pattern is your clue, your map to deciphering whether your crush may truly have feelings for you. Observing patterns, rather than isolated actions, helps you understand the underlying emotions at play, allowing you to interpret the language of love more accurately. Psychology also teaches that timing, environment, and emotional state can influence behavior. Someone may hide feelings due to shyness, fear of rejection, or social anxiety. Nonverbal cues, however, are far less likely to be controlled consciously and often reveal what words hide. Paying attention to microexpressions, body orientation, eye contact, and behavioral mirroring allows you to detect subtle attraction signals that would otherwise go unnoticed. With practice, you can become adept at recognizing these cues without needing explicit confirmation. The beauty of unspoken psychology is that it also empowers you to reflect on your own behaviors. As you observe your crush, consider your body language, attentiveness, and responses. Attraction is rarely one-sided. Mutual interest often manifests in synchronized nonverbal communication, creating a silent dialogue that words cannot replicate. Recognizing these interactions can strengthen relationships, deepen intimacy, and foster a more mindful approach to romantic connections. So, if you've ever questioned whether someone secretly likes you, the answer may already be written in the way they look at you, lean toward you, smile at you, touch you, and mirror your actions. Love doesn't always announce itself loudly. Instead, it whispers through gestures, posture, attention, and care. Learning to read these signs is like learning a new language, the language of the heart, of human connection, and of subtle influence. By noticing these signs consistently, you can uncover hidden feelings, understand unspoken intentions, and approach relationships with greater awareness. Remember, the more signs appear together, the stronger the likelihood of genuine affection. Observation, reflection, and empathy are your tools. Pay attention, trust your instincts, and appreciate the beauty of subtle human connection. In conclusion, love is complex, mysterious, and often unspoken. Your crush may never say a word, yet their actions tell a story if you're willing to listen. By learning to read the signs: eye contact, leaning, vulnerability, smiles, posture, touch, time investment, mirroring, and small gestures, you gain insight into their hidden feelings. These unspoken signals form a psychological map of attraction, helping you navigate the complex world of romantic connections. Next time you wonder if someone likes you, look beyond words. Notice the subtleties, observe the behaviors, and interpret the micro-expressions. They might reveal more than any confession ever could.